Okay, in this video we're going to learn how to control the designation of a standard component. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go and edit my standard component. So I'll go to the assembly, define component, edit save template. I'm going to say edit standard template, go to my 3D, and in this case I'm going to modify a standard component that is both driven by Excel and has drivers as well. So here's my complex part. You can see I have an XYZ driver. Okay. If I go to assembly, define component, and say edit catalog header, just to show you the Excel file. So here you can see I have my simple codes and my simple little block, right? Now, I also have my radius here called R, which is not in the Excel file. If I go and edit my sets and go to driver set, when I insert this component, it's going to ask me for my corner radius. Okay? So now what we want to do is we want to control the designation that shows up in our bill of material. If we leave it by default, it's going to show the name of the component from the list. So if I go include standard just to show you, it'll say block, test, then 1 by 1 by 1 is the component code plus R equals whatever the R value was. So if you just want a simple name, here's how you do it. So I'm going to go and edit the sets, go to my assembly. And now I'm going to actually edit the assembly characteristics itself. So I'm going to right click on it, go to characteristics, and under designation I'm going to type what I want. I could type, for example, my block, and just leave it like that. Let's try it out. So I'm going to say OK. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to close this. And I'm going to go ahead and include that component into my new assembly here. So it's 1 by 1 by 1 is fine. It's asking for my corner radius. I'll say it's 0.2 just to be different, and I'll pop it in there. And now I'm going to go make a draft file real fast. Of that. We'll go add a bill of material. I'm just going to grab a standard one of that part from there to there. And notice it comes up as my block. Okay. So let's change it around now. I'm going to close that for the moment. And let's say we do want the drivers to be shown. So I'm going to go back to assembly, define component, edit save template, edit standard template. That's the one we want. And this time, I'm going to go edit my assembly, edit the characteristics of the assembly, and here I want to include the code as well. So I'm going to do a space, an open bracket, an open caret. I'm going to type code, closed caret, closed bracket, and say OK. And then here, I'm actually going to save this as a new version, just so I have all of them to refer to. So I'm going to say edit save template, save standard template. I'll go to my 3D components, go to my library, block test is fine, and I'm going to save it as version 1. Okay? So now that's saved, we'll insert version 1. So now if I go to, pardon me, here, version 1 will be the default. You still have version 0. Oh, I have to make a new, sorry, I forgot. If you save a new version, edit standard template, version 1, I have to make a new Excel file. So let me go in here real quick, my components. Edit catalog header, all parameters in text. Here it inserts the R as well, and I'm just going to take this whole column and delete it because I don't want the R. And again, we'll do the 1 by 1 by 1, 2 by 2 by 2, 3 by 3 by 3. I'll say 1, 2, 3. And we'll just copy those over to there. We'll hit save. We'll save this. And now let's try it out. So assembly, include standard, And here, we're on O1. Let's call the 2x2x2 just for fun. And I'll say 0.3 as my corner radius. Pop it right there. Say stop. And let's go make our drive file. And let's go make our bill of material of that between this and this. And notice now it says my block 2x2x2. Okay? Now there's even another thing you can do. You can be as creative with this as you want. So if I go back to here and I erase this, and let's go make a whole nother version. So I'm going to edit, save template, edit standard template. Block 01 is fine. And now I'm going to go edit the characteristics again of my assembly and say characteristics. And now in this case, I want to have the values of my drivers as well. So I have my code, right? And instead of code, I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to say my x equals, and then open brackets, x, close brackets. I'm going to say my y equals, open brackets, y, and that's the y and the x, the lower cases, are the names of my driving parameters here that are linked in Excel, close brackets, and I'm going to say z equals, open brackets, z. Oops, pardon me. And then just for fun, we'll do the r as well. So we'll save all that. And again, we'll save it off as just one more new version. Call it 02. And let's go make our Excel file for this one. Again, I'm going to get rid of R because I don't want R controlled by the Excel file. And now let's go ahead, save this, test this last one out. And again, just to show the differences, I'll insert all three components this time. So I'm going to say include standard. And we'll go with version 0 to start with, which is my original version. 0.1 is fine. And I'll pop that there. Now let's go and insert version 2. Or version 1 in this case. We'll say that 0.1 is fine as well. We'll say other component. And this time we'll go with the latest version and we'll make it the 3x3 block just for fun. And we'll type in a different radius value just for fun as well. Okay, so now we have our three parts. Let's go make a new draft file. Scale it back a little bit. Let's go add our bill of material. And there you go. So there's my 2x2x2, and then there's my other two blocks. Okay? So just for fun, you can see you can have it output whatever it is you want it to output.